Alrighty, so I found yet another floor plan that's front living, which is my favorite, and it has a 2-story rear. This is a Sabre Cobalt by Forest River. It's a 37FLL, and I've never heard of this floor plan before. I didn't even know that Sabre had it, but Forest River was the first one, I believe, to incorporate this type of design. But if you like that open concept and you really want that front living, I personally like this better. Now I will say, one thing I like about the rear living is that you get a lot more windows, and if you do stay like in good areas like on the beach, by a lake, or if you're just in the mountains and you like to look outside your RV, this one does not give that to you because the front living just has tiny windows because you don't have as much height here. But nevertheless, in the kitchen you do have a sizable window there. But if you like to entertain and you have a lot of kids, or if you have people coming over in your RV, this one will definitely fit the bill. So let's go ahead and get started. I am at Camping World here in Indiana. I believe this is Greenwood, Indiana. And I did not ask them, I just kind of walked back here and no one said nope. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a quick RV review because I was here to buy some stuff. But as you guys can see on this front living, they don't give you a glass like a windshield that they normally do. I believe the Montana High Country 377FL has that, but it doesn't really matter because you have so much countertop space and storage up top here. Small fireplace down below, but it probably still puts out the same amount of BTUs that the other ones do. And yeah, small radio here. Storage on each side. Let's open this up real quickly. And up top, not deep, but adequate. USBs, power plug, accent behind the television. And one thing I like about this one is it does have those zebra shades. And I do like the way it looks too. You can have like that dark out, or you can have some light coming too. So really cool concept there. Now this couch and this one do fold out into beds, and then this is your recliner. And you do have some USBs, power, and just a spot to put a drink, and of course cup holders. You have heaters on these, lights, all that good stuff too. Decent sized window here on the side. And you do have some area back here if you want to put your drinks back here in case you're having too much fun and you want to knock it over and put it up top. But nothing too spectacular about this one. As far as like the trim around the slides, everything looks nice, but it's just more like on that budget friendly side of things. So you step down, you have some steps. They give you a sizable fire extinguisher too. Now off to the right, you do have your control panel for your water, and then this is through Lippert, and a few other things like for your batteries, and then for your AC. I personally like to see these types of things inside the screen, including all this here. So I'm pretty sure some manufacturers still like to give it to you both ways because not everyone likes the new technology. I've had mine for about 3-4 years now, no problems with my technology, so I personally want that. Now you do have some storage right when you walk in. If you do want to hide those shoes, you can put them down there. But you do have a nice space here if people are visiting, they can put their shoes at. I'm one of those people, we take our shoes off when we walk in the house. But on the side, place to put a coffee pot, more USBs. A lot of USBs, as you can see, out front and in the kitchen area. And tons of storage too. Lots of storage, you'll see that as we move around in here. And countertop space is endless. You can put some stools here too if you like. And they just give you the standard dinette, which is my favorite. I prefer this over the booth. And residential style refrigerator. I don't think this is a gas or electric, just an electric, so I'm sure there's an inverter outside, and I'll show that to you. But man, check out all the storage you have. And yeah, it's just endless. Like even up top here, look at the glass they put, the accent. Yeah, it's just endless inside this one. Up top, they do give you a convection residential size microwave. 3-burner cooktop down below. But you do have a very small oven though, I will say. And make up for it though on your kitchen sink. They even give you a little soap dispenser. Drawers on the side. And you can kind of put a small trash can down below. That's something I like to see. I like to see places to put trash cans. I don't like to see them out, so you could put one right there if you like, or you can put one under the countertop here. But it's a lot of space in there in this kitchen. You can really spread out. Like I said, you have these big windows here, and they do give you some windows up top. One thing I will definitely say is if you do plan on camping out in direct sunlight, it's always good to have a fan. They do provide that for you. And I didn't show it to you. You do have is that a Coleman up top here, AC unit, which is a pretty good one. And you should have one. Yep, here's another one right here. Second one's right here in the kitchen. And let's take a look inside the refrigerator, and then we'll move on. And have a spot down below. And then there's one more area. So this is pretty big. So if you want to bring those steaks, chicken, everything with you, you can definitely fit it inside this refrigerator. Now as you walk back into this hallway, they do give you a pretty decent sized bathroom. It's on the smaller side of things, but I will say it's bigger than what I have, I believe. Small spot right here for a trash can. And enough countertop space inside of here. Power plugs and medicine cabinet. I like the glass that they put on the shower. It is going to be a two-piece, and this basic shower head stuff, and even this stuff is all basic. So if you would like to upgrade all this, you would have to do it after the fact. And just take note of how this door opens too. One thing you always have to take into consideration is this. If that slide is in, can you still make it back to your bedroom, and can you still make it to your bathroom? So just keep that in mind. Here are your steps to go up to the second floor. So on the left side, you do have a loft area. I would say this is more for like storage, or if you have really small kids, you can put one over there. And on this side, you have a little bit more head space and some power plugs, USBs, little storage cubbies here on the side. I am probably a little too big to get in here though, so I don't know, but we can kind of climb in here a little bit. And as you can see, a little bit more storage right there. And yeah, you can put a television up here if you like. They do have some air vents up here too. And yeah, this is pretty big actually. Nice size window here on the side. And they do provide the shades too. A little bit different design. But yeah, this is pretty big actually. You can sleep 3 kids in here. And a 4th one on that side if they're not too tall. So as you walk down, you do have storage right here. There's not a lot of space, I will say. So, a lot of storage. And that's just off to the side here. And as I was mentioning too, there's not a lot of space coming down too, so not really parent friendly. So if your kids are fighting, you're gonna have to yell at them. Now you do have to step down to get into your bedroom, which is okay. They do provide like some extra height so you don't bump your head coming in here. And yeah, this is a really nice bedroom. I'm gonna just step back here for a second so you can see it better. So they do have the bed face towards that back wall there, which is the back of the trailer. And I like that they did that because this isn't a wide body. This is just more of like a, we call it 96-inch width. And that's standard for fifth wheels. But you can do a washer and dryer in here. There is a rod up top. This is all closed off. And this is a slide. And this is actually pretty deep too. It's a closet. Another one on this side too, so it's pretty deep. And yeah, just pretty big, deep storage inside this bad boy. Looks like they have some cubbies on each side of the bed. And one on that side. USBs, power plugs, the whole nine. I like the sconces that they use right there. My wife will love those too. And just more storage up top here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the outside now. So check out the cap design of this Sabre. You have two slides as you saw on the inside, and they're going to be CARMTEK. Down below the cap, you do have auto leveling. And then some docking lights. And then there's your storage area under the pin box. Now this is kind of small, and they take all your storage up from your 2 batteries and for your spare tire, which you can always relocate that yourself. This one does have the electric jack system too, and this is just a standard pin box, nothing special about it. Now off to the side you do have one of your propane tanks. They do use, I believe these are 18-pound propane tanks, very small. And I'm kind of disappointed because this being a 5th wheel, 30 should be like the standard, but who knows, maybe there's a short supply of tanks maybe. Now in your storage area you do have a solid floor surface. I prefer this because it's easy to clean up, especially if you spill water down here. And they do give you some cable, power plugs, and although you don't see lights, they do give you an LED strip up top here, which should give you a lot of light inside of here. And the good news is you can tap into this and put more lights in here if you like. They do provide a leash latch for you, for your dog, and 21-foot awning. And something they did a little different is they put the lights off to the side, right there, on each side of it. Spray port, which is very handy, and you're going to need this because you do have an outside cooking area, which is really handy. 2-burner cooktop, they're Suburban. And one thing I wish I had was an outside refrigerator to put all my drinks and overflow, because you don't think about it, but when you do live in it full time, having extra space for stuff is just perfect, especially if you have leftovers too. Even if you have to run outside, doesn't matter, it's just worth it. Now I do like the fact that they give this Goodyear tires. They are going to be the Endurance ST235 80/16, and they're going to be E-rated, so they're going to be a 10-ply tire, and they have 3,420 pounds of capacity at 80 psi is cold, and nice wheel design. And it looks like they do add nitrogen to the tires too. You would have to upgrade your suspension. They do not give you anything on this one. And then check out that drop frame. That's how they're able to give you that extra height inside for the bottom floor and on the second floor. And you do have a SwinTech slide for the rear, and they do provide the slide topper already kind of prepped for you, so it should be pretty easy to install that too. Out back you do have a camera up top. They already have it prepped for you, and it's already installed. Excuse me, actually it's already installed. 50 amp, and then this does have LED lights all out back. Now one thing, I don't want to be a negative Nancy here, but now that I live in my RV full time, this is a big deal for me, so you take this with a grain of salt. So I do like where this black tank dump is. They have the valve and they have where you dump at right here. However, there's a second spot. This one is under a slide, so you're gonna be really working out those muscles in your legs coming under here to pull these valves. Luckily you don't have to flush these out, you just dump them. I mean, I do flush my gray tanks out, I will say, and yeah, these are just in a bad spot personally. So what I would do is once I'm done camping, I would close the slide, then dump this area, because it would be hard to get in and out of here having to dump. But if you're living somewhere full time, this could be a problem for you, so just keep that in mind. This is going to be a rack and pinion slide. And one thing I like too is they put like a white material on the slide out for you, so it doesn't absorb that that heat, because I have a black material on mine, and yeah, it just gets really hot. They do provide a Suburban heater, and this is a 10-gallon water heater. And then this is the other side of the basement area. So you have your wet bay. Love the fact that they do not give you any valves in here, because when you run your hoses, to your city water connection into your black tank flush if you're staying for a long period of time. This area doesn't get like all congested when you have to pull the valves, because it's hard to pull valves in here when there's hoses basically. And you do fill up your city water connection up here. And this is just the other side, as I mentioned. They do not provide lights on this side, so if you would like to add an extra strip, you could. Now before I show you guys the numbers, I like the fact that they give you rollers for these slides. It should help with them going in and out over time and be reliable. Now as far as numbers go, you do have a GVWR at 14,890 pounds. You have 2 axles, so 6,160 pounds per. And this one's going to have a total cargo capacity which is really high at 3,150 pounds. Now the unloaded weight of this rig is 11,702 pounds, and this one's basically 43 feet long. So what I'll do is, if you are looking for an RV like this, you haven't bought a truck yet, I'll show you guys a weight watcher on this fifth wheel. And what that basically does is I will pick a truck off my channel that I've done a review on, and I'll show you guys how much capacity it would have after you load it up with your family, your gear, your hitch, all that good stuff. But on that note, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys soon.